All right, so here's part two. So yeah, I felt like they, with my second mastectomy, they did the bare minimum. They took off the least amount of tissue because, as I said, they thought that I was like not at risk at all. So basically, they're just like, you just wanna, they kind of treat me like you just want surgery just because, you know what I mean? And I was just like, no. And I had my surgeries a year apart. So my first surgery was in 2013 when I did the first mastectomy, and my second mastectomy was, I want to say, because I did treatment in 2014 and I worked throughout 2015. So towards the end of 2015, I believe, because I feel like that was the only year that I didn't have a surgery. No, I had my surgery in 2016. So I had 2 years in between. Was it? Yeah, because like it was just weird because when I got diagnosed and did my surgery, it was like late November 2013, and then I did treatment in 2014, like the majority of 2014, and then I took a break and they gave me some time to decide if I wanted to do the second surgery. And then I did the second surgery in 2016. Yeah. So at that point they did just the absolute bare minimum. My The size difference was just beyond me. My second mastectomy looked like a botch job. Like I had like a triple boob in one. And remember, my boobs before were big, and they're going from a really big size to a really small size. So I was completely devastated seeing how it looked. And then when I addressed it with my surgeon at that time at Hospital A, she was just like, you know what, you should just be grateful that you're alive. And I was just like, but I'm not even in my 30s yet. I'm like a young woman that is single. Of course, aesthetically, yes, I'm happy that I'm alive, but aesthetically, I need you to work a little harder. And this is a woman that like had just had a baby and, is, you know, dealing with her femininity in a different way. But I was just like, bruh, like I'm I'm young, you know what I mean? You're old. I'm just joking. I don't think she was old, but I was just like, I'm young and I want to feel confident in my body. I want to feel beautiful. This is trauma. This is loss. This is, um, sorry. This is something that I never thought I would have to face. And now I have to figure out how to cope with and live with the way that I look now. And, there are still some insecurities surrounding, the surgeries and everything. And I know that I'm beautiful. Like, ain't nobody got to tell me that. But at the same time, there's residual insecurities that reside there because, of course, I don't look, my, girls, my ladies don't look the way that normal breasts should look. So, there's insecurities there, and the fact that you've added insult to injury and just basically told me that it's not being fixed, it's a you problem, and you should just be grateful that I did it for you and that you're alive. I was just like, strike one. So that kind of made me feel away, and that ended up making me seek out another doctor, which is surprisingly at Hospital B, which is where I'm at right now. I had met her through I don't know, like a breast cancer program that was being handled at a mall. And I'd heard about her and I'd heard good reports. I did my research on this particular doctor, and I went to her office. I asked my family doctor to get me a referral to see this particular surgeon. And when I went to her office, she treated me with dignity and respect and care, which I truly appreciate. And she started on the journey of helping me reclaim my confidence and, fixing the issues that I had with what the previous surgeon did. So I'm truly grateful to her for that, because she took my concern seriously, and she was just like, you know what, you are right. You are a beautiful young woman, and you need to, like, if I can provide the best care and, you know, get them to a place where they have symmetry, where they look at similar, that, you know, this extra pocket, this extra whatever is dealt with and handled in a proper manner, then I'm going to try my best to do that. And, you know, help you regain that confidence. So that's what she did. And that I had an additional, I think, 4 surgeries with her thus far. And I think I have to do, I believe, one more, which I haven't scheduled yet. But so with my surgery, I left that hospital, but I was still receiving oncology care there. And, you know, I stayed with that. As I said, Hospital A is like still 45 minutes to an hour, depending on traffic and weather and everything like that, away from my house. So I was commuting there all the time to do whatever treatments I need to do for post-cancer treatment. And it had gone down to like, I would have to go there like once a month or whatever to get my treatment and then come back home. So I'd have to schedule it in accordance to my schedule and do whatever I need to do, which is fine. So, yeah. So, then when I got restaged in September, I was supposed to be having my last, you know, appointment with my medical oncologist. And, that did not go according to plan, of course, because I fainted and they found out that whatever. And my Hospital B is the hospital that I went to, and they found everything. They're the one that encouraged me to stay in the hospital to expedite all the testing so that they could figure out a plan and get started on treatment immediately, which I appreciated. When I went to Hospital A to talk to my medical oncologist, which was my last appointment with her and was supposed to be my last appointment with her, due to the fact that I was going to be discharged. And that was something that she had let me know a year prior, that I was going to be discharged this year, or last year now. She proceeded to let me know that, oh, you know, it's cancer. You know, they must have missed it. And then I was just like, you must have missed it. Like, as she said with her own mouth, a 7-centimeter tumor does not grow overnight. So it's been there for years. And then as I looked back and reflected on my care, as I said, I didn't receive any CT scans or MRIs to even look at anything at all. And you know what? I was upset with the hospital, but I was also upset with myself, because in a sense, I failed myself, ignoring certain things and pretending, like not pretending, but like just adhering to the ideology that I'm strong and blah, 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 blah. So, you know, sometimes suffering in silence just to kind of get through, because I think like, oh, I'm going to be fine, blah, 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 blah. And I chalk up every little thing to just being okay, but it's not okay. You know what I mean? If you have a persisting problem, go check it out. Find out what you need in order to receive the appropriate care, like do the investigation that is necessary in order to figure out. I'd rather now do the investigation and find out that it's nothing, instead of doing nothing and then finding out that it's something, right? So when I spoke to her, and she was just like, yeah, well, we must have missed it. You must have missed it. Of course you did. Like, you dropped the ball. I dropped the ball. We both dropped the ball. We both failed here. Like, we both failed. You're the one that was saying that it was the 0.5%, and that was not true. And the fact that it was breast cancer, that also pissed me off, because as I said, when they did the second mastectomy, they left a lot of tissue back. Like, the size proportion was crazy. Like, it was crazy. And as I said, being reduced from a very large size to a very small size, you could still like tell, you know what I mean? So I'm just gonna go to part 3, I guess, because now it's 9 minutes and I don't want to stop. So the next video hopefully will be the last one.